We're going to prison for like 25 years or something. That's a shame.
The general will be questioning you himself on the morrow. If your innocence is proven, then you'll be released in 2 or 3 days.
So for the time being, the cell will give you a place to cool your heels.
I'm not wearing heels, sir. I'm wearing sneakers. I don't know what you're talking about.
This is not even funny. Tossing us in a place like this without even listening to a word we have to say?
I mean, it's a little funny.
If the army managed to arrest the Sky Bandits, then I'm sure we'd have our names cleared. But with the way things are at the moment, that may not be possible.
Huh? Why not?
You remember what the Sky Bandit leader we fought in the old mine said, right? He said, "This can't be right. You're not supposed to be here this early," if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Now that you mention it, he did say that, didn't he? You're not trying to tell me that he meant the army by that, are you?
I don't know for sure, but I would bet that's what he meant. Which means that...
The Sky Bandits have a mole in the army.
Uh-oh.
Or a collaborator who is leaking information.
I bet it's Newfie.
That's what you wanted to say, isn't it, Joshua?
Yeah.
Well, if that's the case, they'll never get caught. Which means we were the only ones that stood a chance of nabbing them.
But now we're stuck in here. I wonder how your father would get around this little setback.
He'd probably just kick the door in and leave.
My.
Oh boy.
Well, don't you all seem to be in a bit of a fix?
Huh? Did you just say something, Joshua?
No, I didn't say anything.
It came from the cell next door. It almost sounds familiar.
Oh, how could you say something so heartless? My lustrous voice should be recognizable to anyone.
Could this unfounded self-confidence
And tone of absurd narcissism belong to...
It's you, isn't it, Olivier?
You do remember my dulcet chords.
Poor pal.
To think that we'd meet again in a place like this. It seems that we are bound by destiny.
Why are you here? I thought we took you to Bose.
And now you're locked up in a place like this. What the heck did you do?
Come now, let's not worry about all the little details, shall we?
You don't even want to know what he did.
I have my reasons, which are deeper than the deepest ocean and higher than the highest peak.
I'm definitely not asking now. I'm sure we'd just get tired while you talked our ears off.
What a coincidence, Estelle. I was just thinking the same thing.
So there you have it. We don't really care to know. You talk so much that I'd probably be an old woman by the time you were done, and I'm not ready for wrinkles yet.
Come on now, let's not be like that. I'll fill you in on all the details of the tragic incident which befell me.
Didn't you listen, dummy? We don't want to hear about it.
It all began when we parted ways. I did some window shopping in the Bose Market and then moved on to the Anterose restaurant. You see, once I had eaten to my heart's content, I began to play the grand piano to then feed my artistic soul. And upon doing so, the restaurant manager was overcome by my skill. So I was asked to stay and work as the professional pianist for the restaurant.
That's great and all, but I thought you were supposed to be a lutist.
Ha! A musical genius is not limited to just one instrument. Anyway, back to my story. After negotiating a few of my own conditions, I accepted the job offer. Those conditions were, of course, food and wine for free every day instead of Mira.
Nah.
I don't know how to put it, but that's very you, Olivier. Yet I'm not sure how that has anything to do with you getting thrown in jail.
Oh, well, this is where the real sob story begins. That night, I had been enjoying a plate of sautéed duck I'd had the chef prepare. But the blood sauce which had been used was a little too overbearing for my palate. Consequently, I began to feel that normal red wine was not satisfying enough.
The more you talk, the more I want to hit you. But go on. I'm curious in spite of knowing better.
Well, so I borrowed a bottle of wine which seemed good from the cellar. Something called Grand Chardonnay from the year 1183.
Grand Chardonnay? From the year 1183?
Uh-oh.
That's the legendary vintage wine that was auctioned off in the Royal City!
Oh, aren't you well informed? I heard a rumor about it too, so of course I was interested in having a drink for myself.
Auctioned off? How much are we talking about here?
From what I heard, it went for somewhere in the neighborhood of 500,000 mira.
Woo!
500,000 mira? For just one bottle?
That's out of this world. And you didn't, did you, Olivier?
Ha! Such a needless question. Of course I opened the bottle and had a sip.
Oh.
Its sweet-smelling fragrance tickled my nostrils. Its luxurious, mellow taste caressed my throat. And can you believe what else? A rose-tinted vignette of time and space existed within that very bottle.
I don't think I can listen to this any longer.
Yeah, my ears are bleeding from listening to such stupidity.
Oh.
I'm completely dumbfounded.
The sad thing is that after taking a sip of such excellent wine, I began to feel the food was lacking. And as I was having the chef cook me up something else to match the wine, the restaurant manager returned. Since I am not a stingy fellow, I cordially invited him to join me for a drink. But for some odd reason, he got rather upset. In fact, he got so steaming mad that his face looked like a ripe tomato. And before I could say another word, a group of soldiers came filing in. And, well, one thing led to another and...
He got arrested.
I can't say another word about this tragedy of being dragged all the way here without coming to tears. So, let us all weep together as you sympathize with my dilemma.
Idiot.
Pardon? But do my ears deceive me? I could have sworn I heard a... And even assuredly misheard idiot coming from your cell. Are you listening? This is where the story gets really interesting. You see, several further trials awaited me after I was brought here. Hello? Are you listening?
He got arrested and fired.
Hey, you three, get up.
I'm tired.
What's wrong?
What? Are you trying to tell us we're being interrogated this early in the morning? That's a little early even for me.
No, it's just the opposite.
Uh-oh.
You're being released.
Oh,
Huh?
cool.
Why all of a sudden?
Is there a reason for this?
There's no reason for this! That's garbage!
Yes, I like to consider myself that reason.
There's a familiar voice. It's the mayor!
Mayor Maybell?
Well, what an unusual place to be meeting you.
I'm really sorry about everything that's happened to you. But don't worry, your names have been cleared.
Cool.
I don't completely agree with everything, but this is a request coming from Maybell herself. You'd better remember to thank her.
So, you mean... Mayor Maybell stood up on our behalf?
No, that's not exactly it. I just explained your situation to General Morgan.
Our situation?
The situation report!
Yes, I have one question for the both of you. Are you really the children of Cassius Bright?
Yes, that's right. This is Estelle Bright, and I'm his adopted son, Joshua.
He's adopted. What?
I see. Now that you mention it, the girl does slightly resemble Lena.
Lena?
Huh? You knew my mother?
Yes, I enjoyed your mother's cooking on several occasions when I visited your home in Roland. Why, in fact, we even met once when you were just a baby.
Now, wait just a minute. You're a personal acquaintance of my dad's? I knew he was in the military before, but...
I don't know, Cassius Bright the Bracer. The only Cassius I know is the one from the service. He was a rare strategist.
Strategist? Dad?
He's a smart guy, didn't you know?
I just can't imagine what he saw in the Bracer Guild. It makes me angry just thinking about it.
Uh-oh.
You'll have to excuse me.
He's gonna go kick a puppy.
What's wrong with him?
He got salty.
It seems like your father was a brilliant officer in the military. I've heard from the general that he tried several times to get your father to change his mind about retiring.
I didn't know that. Somehow it feels hard to believe.
However, if that's the case, the general's hatred for bracers may stem from Cassius leaving the army.
Pretty much.
From the vexation of being left by one of his most promising men.
I get the same impression.
So what you're saying is, our lives are such a pain because of Dad?
Kind of.
That dirty, rotten scoundrel!
How about we return to Bose now? With the airliner being found, the situation has taken a new turn. So there are a number of things I'd like to discuss with you.
Oh boy.
Oh, sure.
Is something the matter?
I'm definitely ready to get out of here, but it feels like we're forgetting something.
Now that you mention it...
What could it be?
Oh, how callous people can be at times. How could you forget about a companion who spent the night with you in a cold, hard cell?
You would think they would have confiscated his instrument, but apparently not.
How lamentable. How pitiful. Fine, be that way. I shall wither away, friendless and hungry, alone in this dark purgatory.
Is he still here?
Yeah, I completely forgot about him.
I'm sorry to say this, but there's not much we can do for you.
Is he the musician I heard about? The one who chugged that bottle of Grand Chardonnay without a second thought?
Ew.
Indeed, that is I.
He's in a lot of trouble, didn't you know?
Yet, my fair lass, I would be heartbroken if you took my intentions the wrong way. For you see, I perceived it as an advanced payment for the exquisite services that I was about to render.
You're quite the interesting character.
Just a little bit.
All right, I'll see what I can do to bargain with the general for your release.
Have fun with that.
Really? Truly? You would do such a kind service for a man such as myself?
I think that might be asking a bit much.
If the restaurant takes this to trial, there's going to at least be a lawsuit.
Like that time Mick burned down a McDonald's, resulting in a Mick lawsuit.
Well, there's no need to worry about that. You see, the owner of the restaurant is me.
Oh.
Huh?
And that Grand Chardonnay was the very one I bid on. That being the case, I'm fairly confident there won't be any other problems over the matter.
Well.
I can't believe you were released.
It's like a stroke of bad luck.
Please, don't lay on the compliments so thick. However, it pains my soul that I partook of such a fine wine without paying a single mira. Shall I play the piano in the restaurant per our contract to remedy that?
I think I'm going to have to pass on that.
Ew.
After what happened, I think it would be a bit awkward having you back there.
He's banned.
I, for one, don't believe he'd mind a bit.
Yeah, he sure does seem to have some thick skin.
Let's just think of this as an unfortunate incident for the both of us.
But I don't think I can just let things go like this. Let's see. It seems like you're investigating something at the moment, right? How about I lend my assistance in return for the wine?
Oh boy.
Huh?
Well, that does sound interesting. Could I ask you to join these bracers in their work?
Huh, could you ever? So it's settled. Let our new working relationship bloom like a magnolia at the height of spring.
Hold on a sec. What did we do to deserve this?
We're being punished.
Your general weirdness aside, simply having an amateur like you around is honestly going to be a pain. Are you confident that you won't be a drag on our work or our sanity?
He's an amateur, didn't you know?
Well, I'm somewhat confident in my marksmanship and magic. But of course, I'd be distressed if you tried to list my music genius in the same group.
That's the kind of line that gets me really worried.
But maybe we could use an extra hand. As long as we can't count on the army to help us out, I have the feeling that we'll be short on manpower.
Well, alright then. We'll use you for what you're worth. However, if we do happen to conclude that you're not worth your weight, you're dumped from the party.
Woohoo!
Are you going to be okay with that?
Of course I don't mind. I'd never let you down, so please be reassured.
Well, my expectations of you are pretty much at rock bottom anyways, so I know you won't let me down.
I'm glad things are settled between you all. Truth be told...
Tell us?
Actually, the town did seem pretty noisy as we were headed here. What happened?
Truth be told... Last night, there was a large-scale burglary in Bose's South Block.
Not another burglary! More burglar tools being used.
The weapon shop and Orbital factory were targeted, as were a number of private residences.
What?
So, was this the work of the Sky Bandits?
It's unknown at this time, but it seems highly probable. A unit of the Royal Army is currently conducting an investigation.
Percy Diaconus style, even.
I see. I guess we'd better do an investigation of our own then.
Yes, I'd like to formally request that you do just that. I'll send a payment over to the guild for the work you've done so far.
Cool.
Please make use of the money for your current investigation expenses.
Don't tell me what to do.
I have a feeling that the army is going to get in our way again.
Probably.
But I guess when that happens, it happens.
Whether they get in our way or not, I don't think we should be forthcoming with the army about any information we come across.
Army style. Join the army.
Because if there's really a spy in their midst, they'll just leak it to the Sky Bandits.
Though I'm reluctant to say it, I also think it's best to keep quiet about our findings.
Findings, even.
Anyway, let's act with prudence.
Prudence, even.
Alrighty, my bosom companions. Shall we head to the South Block?
Look, buddy, who made you king of the show?
Man of the hour. Alrighty then. So we need to go to the South Block now, but first there's some other stuff that we can do. He's still got the best stuff on. We can give him some accessories. We'll give him a lighter. You know, so he can light his cigar. And we'll give him... we'll give him... pearl earring. It prevents seal, after all. Okay. Of course, we can give him an HP, too. Yeah, when he left our party before, it took off all of his stuff, so... You didn't actually lose it or anything, which is nice. Oh, you already have attack 1, okay. I see, I don't know. We need to get more quartz. Of course, he is the best mage in the game so far. Alright. Excuse me. Excusez-moi. Hello there, sir. I have recommended to the mayor that she take a break from her labors, but she has stated that alleviating the citizens' concerns and bringing back peace to Bose comes first. I couldn't be more happy that Mayor Maybell has matured into such a fine young woman, but I wish she would take better care of herself sometimes. Yeah. Gotta take care of yourself, man.
I hear you all had a stroke of bad luck. Mayor Maybell received a message from the Bracer Guild about what happened.
I guess it was kind of unavoidable, but I'm still ashamed to say it happened.
Well, it was out of our control to begin with, and I can't say that the Royal Army was necessarily at fault either.
Yeah, whatever. And if any of you Sky Bandits can hear me, you just wait until I get my hands on you.
I hear you all had... Mayor Maybell received a message from the Bracer Guild about what happened.
Uh-huh. Alrighty then. There should be some new jobs available as well.
I have a female friend by the name of Murano. Her father was aboard the airliner that went missing. I am sure there are a lot of other people also worried about family members who still haven't returned. There's a high possibility that these burglars and Sky Bandits may be one and the same.
Probably.
I hope this investigation can yield some pertinent information about this group.
You impertinent little... Okay. Hey, doing? Hey, Mina. What? I'm thinking about becoming a merchant, opening my own shop. Is that so? Well, I guess having a goal is always a good thing. Now all you need to do is figure out how to become one, right? You're right. I'll see what I can do to help you out. Really? Yeah, as long as it's within reason. Reason Chocolate Chew. It's not going to be easy. I feel like this is the first time you've said anything kind like that to me. Cool. With all the soldiers flooding the South Block, there's not much room to do any shopping there. I'd planned to go see some orbment engraving work, but I guess I'll go to the Bose Market instead. It's odd to see the border garrison directly involved instead of bracers. I wonder if it has anything to do with the recent burglaries and missing airliners. Burglar tools, even. There you are, sir. Hey, I hope these burglaries and the missing airliner incident get resolved soon. Nothing good has happened around here for the last several months. I'm sure something good has happened. Come on, man. What do you think you're doing? Do-do-do-do-do-do. How you doing? Woo! In the past, employees worked together in an effort to gain customer satisfaction. But the way young kids these days sure have changed. In one way or another, things often don't go as expected. You think? That's life, sir. I don't care what the manager says. Today I'm leaving on time and going shopping. I need to blow off some steam from the last time he made me work overtime. Overtime! Do-do-do-do-do-do-do! Nobody's here. Nobody's staying at the inn. It's too bad, really. Looks like the bandits had enough sense to know we'd be a lousy target. Do more harm than good to attack us. There are a lot of larger shops and shopkeepers in the South District, but once the sun goes down, the roads are practically deserted. If we got raided, all they'd find are a bunch of leftover ingredients. and to think only a mouse would be happy with a haul like that. The ancient dragons that lived before the Great Collapse. It almost seems as if they removed themselves from this land of their own volition. I hear the southern shopping district got trashed by bandits. It's all because Bose is rich. You get money, you get robbed. Been that way for as long as I can remember. Basically. Nothing new here. Seems my workshop was attacked by the bandits as well. Have they no shame? I'm a bit worried about one of my workers, a man named Nigel. Sure hope he's okay. Nigel McGinnis. International port. What's going on at the old port? Anybody hanging out? This woman is like always here just screwing around. It seems like the airliner landed in ruin. And we've got the Royal Army's patrol ships here in Bose. I wonder if they're here to investigate the string of burglaries. Probably trying to figure out what kind of burglar tools were used. Only flights for the counterclockwise looping Sicilia have resumed. All those passengers who are boarding, please make your way to the gate. Make your way to the gate. Alden. That airship is... Isn't it one of those patrol ships which belong to the Royal Army? Speaking of Army patrol ships, they were used in the war 10 years ago, and are famous for achieving great military results. Airships are just awesome, aren't they? They sure are. The Sicilia, which has been standing by in Rouen, has arrived. And what's more, it appears that the patrol ships from Leiston Fortress have come too. I'd like to say that this is the most excited I've been in a while, but I'm feeling a little rusty. That's too bad. Looks like flights are finally starting to resume. Good to see. Do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I don't think it shows where Leiston Fortress is, but that's alright, man. At least not on this map. Well, that's alright, dude. It's probably in another country or something. Do-do-do-do. How you doing? I'd better take care of the basic inspections for the patrol ships while the boss is looking over the Sicilia. He's going to blow his top again if I don't hurry and get my work done. Even if I'm busy or not, I'm always getting yelled at. That's too bad. People are always yelling. Guild, Cecil.
Oh, are you three back already? You all gave me quite a surprise. It was unprecedented to hear some of our bracers had been taken into custody during an investigation. That General Morgan, I tell you.
We're sorry to make you worry like that.
Oh, never mind that. I'm just glad you're all back safe. I was even considering protesting in the Royal City through our main branch.
Meh.
But Mayor Maybell managed to smooth everything out before that could happen.
Maybell style.
Was it really such a big deal?
Think about it, Estelle. In the Liberal Kingdom, the Bracer Guild's right to investigate crimes is recognized by law. Therefore, the General's actions would be in direct defiance of the system of rules that governs this kingdom.
Well, at least things have settled down as a result of this.
Indeed.
At any rate, we should probably just focus on investigating the recent string of burglaries.
There you go.
I know you'll probably have to deal with some soldiers from the army again, but please act with prudence.
I will always act with prudence. Every freaking day, man.
We've received payment from Mayor Maybell for your investigative efforts thus far.
Thus far, even. Payment for missing airliner. 6,000 mir. Ooh, nice. And 5 BP and 3 bonus BP.
Keep up the good work, and be careful out there.
I shall. I will keep up all the good work. Missing airliner 2. It seems someone in Ravenue Village to the northwest witnessed a large flying object in the sky on the night of the incident. The military unit sent to investigate the claim came up empty-handed, but they may have missed something. It's worth a look. Ravenue Village is on the north end of the West Bose Highway. We arrived in Ravenue Village. Let's speak with the Elder first. The witness is a boy named Louis. According to his statement, the flying object was headed north. Let's head out back and scour the North Trail for clues. Found the entrance to an old abandoned mine, but it's locked. Maybe the Elder can get us in. Borrowed abandoned mine key. Used the key and got in. Found the airliner. We almost got the Sky Bandits, but they gave us the slip again. There was no sign of any passengers or cargo from the Lind. Let's just head back to the guild and contact the Royal Army. We were mistakenly taken into custody by the Royal Army. That's too bad. Now we're on South Block Burglary. Seems while we were tracking down the missing airliner, a burglary occurred in Bose's South Block. Though the area is already under investigation by the Royal Army, I think we'd be better off doing one on our own as well. Naturally. There's a new job! Stolen ring. Oh boy. There's always a stolen ring. Always. Client Lana. 2,000 Mira. Difficulty low. I was burglarized the other day, and my jeweled ring was found to be among the missing items. It's quite valuable to me, so if anyone happens to find it, please let me know. I live on Bose's South Block. I know where you live, man. I know what's going on. Come on, man. Analyst is here!
So, Sherazard, it looks like you ran into a bit of trouble, huh? I can't believe you guys were tossed into prison without a shred of conclusive evidence. I wonder what that old bearded general is thinking.
Analyst and her cute ribbon.
Well, it turned out to be one of those situations of being in the wrong place at the wrong time. That aside, was it you who let the mayor know about our situation?
Yep, right you are on that one.
Heh, we have her to thank.
I just happened to run across her while I was on a job at the village.
I kind of feel bad for all the trouble you had to go through for us.
She helped us out.
It was no big deal, really. Now, this is a little off subject, but I heard that your new recruits were Cassius Bright's kids.
Hi. 私はエステル・ブライト.
Suddenly Japanese, randomly. Oh, okay.
And I'm Joshua. We're actually not related by blood, though. I'm his adopted son.
Why was that one line randomly in Japanese? The hell?
I see. So you're Cassius's. I don't think that you'll be super bracers like he is, just because you're his kids.
I guess for some reason that one line they forgot to record.
But I'm excited to have the chance to meet you in person like this.
この人もやっぱり父さんのことを知ってるのね。
So I guess she knows Dad too, huh?
Looks that way to me.
Maybe that voice actor wasn't available that day or something. I don't even know.
I don't think that you'll be super bracers like he is, just because you're his kids. But I'm excited to have the chance to meet you in person like this.
In person style. Do 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 do. Let's check out the restaurant. The restaurant that Olivier got banned from. Whoa, aren't you... No, I'm sure of it. You're that guy from before. What's up, my good managerial sir? Thanks for the meal last time. Oh my, didn't I have you arrested already? I guess I'm going to have to report you again. Now, let's not do anything brash, my friend. You guys are actually quite blessed. To have an owner with the eyes to recognize the value of an artful man such as myself is quite wondrous, truly. And she is an exquisite beauty, is she not? Like a flower in bloom. The future of Antarose is as bright as a field bathed eternally in the noontime glow of a crisp spring day. I can't believe you defied the owner like that. What kind of manager are you? Shame. Public shaming. Dear me, consider this a managerial failure on my part. My sincerest apologies to the owner. Heh. Piano style. Doo-doo. A bunch of people that are normally here aren't here anymore. It's too bad. I do understand where Marion is coming from, but I find it hard to agree with her assessment. Although they're just soldiers like anyone else, I find the members of Her Royal Highness's personal guards to be most polite and understanding. I don't care much for soldiers. They tend to be boorish and overbearing. And they sometimes smell like shit. Why must they behave so? Why can't they just act their ages? Of course, I know they're not all like that, but still. Do-do, do-do-do-do. Like anywhere else, this place was reduced to rubble during the 100 Days' War. But it was also the quickest way to rebuild when it was over. Of course, there's a reason for that. A reason, Chocolate Chew. The merchants all got together and pooled their profits to fund the revival effort. Oh sure, Bo's merchants all love the freedom to earn and spend at will, but when push comes to shove, we'll band together every time. I'm proud to have lived my life as a Bose merchant. Cool. Buzz! Where'd that waitress go? I can't find her! There you are. Not long ago, a very important, very valuable bottle of wine was completely downed by a customer. A non-paying customer, mind you. This was the first time in a while that I've heard the manager let out his, special cry of dismay. It's a shriek, really. It sounds just like a little girl, or someone who's been kicked very smartly in the bagpipes. Good times. I just can't make a deal here. Why can't I close a deal to save my life? Is it my haircut? Bad body odor? Great, Adios, do I smell? Yes, you do, sir. You smell very bad. Just pushing your goods on me without ever sweetening the pot does not make for successful negotiation. Given the circumstances, I think a discount is entirely appropriate. My stars! Whenever a man in uniform shows up, I can't help but think of the past. Linked to the past, even. It's been a long road for us. Yeah, well... I'm not sure what to do now. My lovely Grand Chardonnay was downed completely while I was out on break. The owner simply laughed it off, but I do feel responsible for not safeguarding it better. I heard a shrill scream from the manager the other day. The stuff nightmares are made of, that. I wonder what happened this time. You don't want to know, sir. I often hear that subdued shriek from him when new staff members arrive, actually, so I suppose there's nothing to worry about. Yeah, they weren't all creepy looking like in the later games. Our prized Grand Chardonnay was drunk, in full free of charge, and the owner seemed not to care at all. She's about my age, so how can she have her head so high in the clouds about this? The manager, by contrast, practically swallowed his tongue. I've never seen anyone turn such an unholy shade of red. Well, I guess such an unnatural color is a pretty natural reaction, all things considered. Poor guy. What's going on over here? Fanny says she wants to dine at the Anta Rosa. Oh, these are two that are normally in the restaurant, but now they're out here. But this isn't just a place we can afford all the time. I'm going to have to work a part-time job to save up some money. They're out of money, so they can't eat at the restaurant no more. Whenever I eat good food, I feel so happy. The much-praised food at the Antarose was beyond my wildest expectations. I'd love to indulge myself there at least once a year. Once a year, even. How you doing? Why do military personnel have to be so arrogant? Bracers are much nicer, and that's why I like them. It seems to be rather noisy outside. I wonder if something happened. Something happened, alright. Although we're trying to conduct worship services in here, it certainly is loud outside. Fannie Mae, even. This town never stops being noisy all year long. Fannie Mae makes some good stuff. Fun fact. Yeah, alrighty then.